So here's the thing about travel insurance. For most people, it's one of those maybe later things, something your airline suggests or your credit card throws in and you figure, why bother? But all it takes is one thing going wrong, a flight cancellation, a sudden illness, a lost bag, and suddenly that extra is the only thing standing between a minor inconvenience and a major disaster. Now, a lot of folks assume they're already covered, maybe through their credit card or their regular health insurance, but the truth is most health plans won't help you once you're outside the country, and credit card protection, usually full loophole. So without real travel insurance, you could be stuck with a 5-figure hospital bill or lose thousands on a trip you never even took. So in this video, I want to walk you through when travel insurance is actually worth it, what kind of things it should cover, and how a newer provider like Faye is making the whole process faster, smarter, and way easier to use than the old school plans most people are used to. So let's start with the big question. When does travel insurance really make sense? Usually it comes down to two things: how much you're spending on the trip and how bad it would be if something knocked it off course. Say you're headed overseas with a few non-refundable flights, some prepaid hotels, maybe a tour or two. If something forces you to cancel, a family emergency, an illness, whatever, you're probably out that full amount. That's where cancellation coverage kicks in and refunds you for what you can't recover on your own. Now, if your trip gets interrupted after it starts, like you get sick halfway through and have to come home, that's where interruption coverage comes in. And with a good plan, it can actually reimburse you more than what you lost to help cover rebooking and extra costs along the way. Then there's medical, and this one is huge. A lot of travelers don't realize their insurance at home usually won't cover anything abroad. So you twist an ankle on a hike or end up needing emergency medical care, those bills are yours unless you have a plan in place. And if you need to be medically evacuated back home, that alone can cost tens of thousands of dollars. So yeah, it's not just about lost luggage or a delayed connection, it's real financial protection for when things don't go according to plan. Now, this is where we gotta be honest. Even if you've had travel insurance before, chances are the experience wasn't exactly the smoothest. Traditional providers tend to work like, well, insurance. Paper forms, long waits, whole lot of waiting on hold. Fortunately, these days there's some better options, and I'll highlight one of them here called Faye. It's a newer, digital-first service with everything managed through a single mobile app. That includes getting a quote, managing your coverage, talking to support, even filing a claim. No phone calls, no paperwork, no fax machines. So let's say your flight gets delayed. You'll get a real-time alert inside the app, complete with gate changes or terminal info, and it even works in airplane mode. If you need to submit a claim, you just upload a quick photo of your receipt, and when you get reimbursed, the funds go straight into your Faye wallet. You can spend it instantly with Apple Pay or Google Pay, or transfer it back to your bank. This kind of speed is a huge shift from how this stuff normally works. It's about being able to actually use your coverage right when you need it, and that's the part most people aren't expecting until they see it in action. So here's what you actually get with Faye's base plan, and honestly, it's pretty comprehensive. Starting with health coverage, you're protected for up to $250,000 in emergency medical expenses when you're abroad, and up to $500K if you need to be medically evacuated. That includes accidents, sudden illnesses, even things like COVID. And if you'd rather talk to a doctor without leaving your hotel room, Faye gives you access to over 20,000 telemedicine providers. On the trip side, you've got coverage for cancellations, interruptions, delays, and misconnections. So if something forces you to cancel your trip, you can get reimbursed for 100% of your non-refundable costs. Interruption coverage goes up to $150, so you can rebook flights or rearrange hotel stays. And of course, your bags are covered as well. Lost or delayed, damaged gear, stolen passport, that's all included. And if your luggage is delayed by more than 6 hours, Faye sends you $200. If it's gone for 12 or more, that can go up to $300, and you don't have to wait until you're home to start that claim. And there are a nice few extras built in as well. Things like 24/7 support through chat, phone, or email, plus a secure space inside the app where you can store passport copies, tickets, anything you might need to access mid-trip. So it's not just about checking boxes, it's a plan that actually keeps up with you while you're traveling. And while we're talking about making travel better, here's a little trick I've been using lately to save money on bookings themselves. It's called Private Honors, and it gives you up to 12% cash back on every trip. Here's the idea. Private Honors taps into wholesale travel rates, basically the price is travel agency, which can run up to 20% cheaper than public booking sites. If you ever used Expedia, this one will feel familiar because Private Honors actually runs through Expedia's travel agent affiliate program, or TAP. That's how it passes along the discounts and cash back you normally wouldn't see. I've used it for flights, hotels, even car rentals, and more than once it beat the prices I found on my own on sites like Skyscanner. Once you sign up, even if it's just the free trial, you can hit Book My Trip Now and it takes you right into Expedia TAP's booking portal. From there, it looks like any other search page, except Private Honors flags the discounted rates. Like, for example, I got my mind set on going to Paris this fall, so I plugged in my date range and traveler info, and the results popped up as usual. But one of the hotels, Hotel Chalmar, it said it showed a 50% discount for those dates. You click through, and just like anywhere else, you'll see photos and reviews, you're just booking at that lower wholesale rate. So if you want to see how private honors could cut down your travel costs, check out our in-depth review video and use the affiliate link down in the description to get started. Now, that's the booking side, but let's get back to the insurance itself, because this is where people tend to hesitate. If you've never used travel insurance before, it can feel like just another add-on, something you pay for and forget about. But let's take a real example. Say you're doing a 14-day trip to Italy that costs about $2,000. For a 29-year-old like myself, Faye's plan comes out to about $126. That's just over 6% of the total trip. And for that price, you're covered for cancellations, interruptions, emergency medical, evacuation, baggage issues, delays, basically a whole lot of what could possibly go wrong. Now, what's nice is Faye doesn't force you into a one-size-fits-all plan. Your price is based on where you live, where you're going, how long the trip is, and who's coming with you. You can also add coverage for things like adventure sports, rental cars, or even pet care, and leave out things that you don't need. So you're not overpaying for generic coverage, you're getting a plan that fits your trip and your budget. So is travel insurance worth it? Well, if your trip involves prepaid flights, international travel, or anything you really hate to cancel, yeah, it usually is. Because once you factor in the risks, like medical emergencies, delays, or losing your bags, that peace of mind starts to feel a lot more essential than optimal. And what's nice about Faye is that it takes all the good parts of travel insurance, the coverage, the support, and makes them actually easy to use. From booking to claim, everything runs through their app. No waiting on hold, no complicated forms, just quick help when you need it. So if you've been on the fence about travel insurance, or you just want something that feels a little more modern and a lot less frustrating, Faye is worth a look. And if Faye or Private Honors sounds like it might be the right fit for your next trip, check out the link in the description. There you can find the latest pricing and coverage details, so it's worth a look before you book. Also, if you're interested in working with us or sponsoring a future video, just reach out using the email in the description below. So hopefully you found this helpful, and if you did, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. And if you got any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I always enjoy reading them, and I'll answer as soon as I can. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.